Now, on the 27th of August 2004, okay. Now, on the 27th of August 2004, hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Baki Sekhale. I'm back with yet another true crime case. And today we are in I feel like always in South Africa, like we should start doing like international cases. I just wanted to first, cover us. But because true crime, I'm never gonna cover all of us. So I think we should start doing international cases. But today's case is a South African case, and we will be talking about Constable Francis Rasuge. I don't know if it's Rasuge or Rasuge, but yeah, let's get into it. Frances was born on the 10th of June 1977 in Hammanskraal. She has three siblings, and one of the three being her twin sister, who goes by the name of Wilhelmina. Now, when Frances's family describes her, they describe her as a very, very beautiful, young, smart lady. She was in the police force, however, she was very quiet. She wasn't like me, she didn't really talk too much. And because she was a twin, I'm guessing maybe Wilhelmina, her sister, was the outgoing one. But she was described as a very quiet, very loving, very, nice and down to earth young woman. Now, on the 27th of August 2004, which was a Friday, Frances was going to a salon called Le Des Salon to go and to relax her hair because on the Saturday, her and her boyfriend or partner at the time were going to a funeral. Now, Francis's boyfriend at the time was a young man who went by the name of Abna Ramasodi. They were together for about 4 to 5 months. They were in a very, very loving and healthy relationship. And so then they were going to go together to the funeral the next day. Now, Francis's father says that the last time he saw her was at 10 o'clock in the morning, around 11 o'clock in the morning. So her partner, Abna, came to her family home later that evening to ask if they know where she is because he had not been able to reach her the whole day because the last time he basically saw her was the week before, because in this week when he can't find her, he had been working. So because it was a Friday night and he was not able to reach her basically for most of that day, he decided to go to her family home to find out if they knew where she was. Now apparently this instantly just was like red flags, red flags, red flags, because Francis's brother says that the dynamic that they have in their home is that whether you're gone for like a whole day or you're gone for like days, they always communicate, like someone always knows where you are. So the moment that her boyfriend came and couldn't find her, this was an instant red flag. Now, Francis's father says that he basically knew that she was missing the next day because her colleagues had come to fetch her for them to go to work, but because she wasn't home, they then left. Shortly after that, though, a few hours later, the colleagues came to then collect her firearm. Now, before Frances dated Abna, she met a man that she was dating who went by the name of William Kona, and they basically dated around 1998. And he was married, he had children, and Frances's family was obviously not happy like about this situation or this relationship with this man. But her happiness came first, and they felt that, what, I guess if she's happy, then they would have to just accept the relationship that she had with William. Now, on the 10th of May 2004, this is within the duration of Francis and Abner's relationship. Frances decided to then file a protection order against her ex William because he would often like come to her house and like hang out with her like siblings and stuff like that. And guys, okay, let's just derail for a moment now. I really don't understand this thing where like your ex still like comes to your house to like hang out with your family and stuff like that. Like, especially if you have a current partner. Like, to me, I just like, I'm not saying you should have bad relations or whatever with your ex, but I just feel like there comes a point where like not only for your ex, because like ex is like maybe he'll still try come visit you and stuff, but like for your family, like your siblings, like you guys cannot be hanging out with my ex. Like, I've got a man. Like, at this point, you guys must just get to know my man, my new man, because I don't know, it just feels very uncomfortable for me. Like, if I was dating a guy and like his ex like keeps coming to his house to hang out with his mom and his siblings, like, I get it maybe if they have a kid together, Okay, I'm not gonna get into all of that. But no, honey. No, 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 no. Now, as you can recall, she got the protection order on the 10th of May. On the 26th of August, a day before she disappeared, her sister recalls actually seeing Francis and William outside the house, and the sister couldn't understand because they hadn't seen William in a very long time since the protection order, but now he's back in Francis's life and like they're hanging out outside. So the sister was a bit upset about it. I'm guessing maybe from May to this point on to all this, maybe they had gotten to know her kind of boyfriend, and they couldn't understand like why is William here, bro? Like, what's going on? But yeah, so the sister saw Francis and William chilling outside, and she basically recalls just being upset. Like, why are they hanging out? Like, that's her ex. Like, now, because Francis was a constable, the police moved very, very fast on this case. And they basically went to the salon that it was that she was last seen. And basically, the salon owner, who goes by the name of Desmond, he says that William actually came to collect Francis after, her treatment, her hair treatment. And William's also the one that paid for the hair treatment. Now, after Desmond had told the police what happened, Desmond decided to take this to the media, and he was basically talking to different media outlets at this point, telling them, talking to the SABC, telling them that no, Francis was here and her ex William came to fetch her. He paid for the treatment and whatever. And I think shortly after that, Desmond then fell ill. Like, he was unable to see clients, he was unable to do hair, he couldn't walk anymore. He was taken to the hospital, and at the hospital, they didn't know what was wrong with him. Just 5 days after Desmond had fallen ill, he sadly passed away, and he was only 29 years old at the time. Now, 2 days after Francis had went missing, Francis's sister decided to contact the ex William to find out whether or not he knew or what it was that he could like say, like, because apparently now it's coming out that he's the one that collected her from the salon. And so upon William answering the phone, he was very rude. He sounded very upset. He was like, he doesn't know where she is. They mustn't call him about Francis because he really doesn't know where she is. Like, he doesn't know. Shortly after that, though, William contacts Francis' sister again, and this time he sounds sad. Like, he's like, yeah, he actually last saw her on the Friday, but he dropped her off at a shopping complex, like a Checkers shopping complex. So he's not sure what happened to her after that. Now, from the 28th of August to the 1st of September, money had been withdrawn from Francis's bank account, and upon the police getting the footage, a man that resembled William, the ex, like the resemblance was just it was too much. So within that September, William was then charged with Francis's kidnapping. A year later, on the 3rd of March 2005, William was then charged with fraud. On the 23rd of March, which is just 20 days after he got arrested, he was then released on bail. However, 2 days later, he was then arrested with the murder of Francis. He was then released though because of procedural errors. On the 2nd of April 2005, William was then charged with an indictment because Francis's blood had been found on the carpet of his car. However, his reasoning for this was that him and Francis usually would like have sexual intercourse in the car, and sometimes should be on her period, and so then should bleed like onto the car seats or onto the carpet. And in most cases, he would usually clean it up before his wife or his children see it. On the 1st of August 2005, William failed to show up for the trial, and so then an arrest warrant was put out, but he handed himself in a week later. On the 3rd of October, his trial then began, and 10 days after that, he was then convicted of murder and he was given a life sentence. William's traditional healer was detained for 122 days, in which he claims that he was beaten up, he was badly treated by the police and stuff like that, because he had said that Francis' body parts were in his home. He then later changed his statement and said that he threw her body into the river. Now, I think also another reason why the traditional healer was coming up is because if you remember, Desmond, after sharing all the news and all of that, he started to fall ill. He couldn't walk anymore. The doctors didn't know what was wrong with him. So it is also believed that the traditional healer probably had something to do with Desmond's death. At this point, Frances was still missing. Days became months, months became years. A massive, massive search was put out to look for her, as well as a reward of 500,000 was being offered to anyone who had any information on her whereabouts or what it is that could have possibly happened to her. 8 years later, on the 20th of March 2012, skeletal remains were found at William's home when contractors were working and they had broken into a cement slab. Police were then contacted, and 7 hours later, a cement tomb, is it a tomb or a tomb? Yo, guys. Was then found with her skeletal remains, and the DNA was 99.9% positive, and the skeletal remains had no clothing. However, the arms were tied with duct tape, so it is ruled that at the time that whoever had put Frances into the tomb, she was not dressed at that time, but her hands were tied up. Police, though, do believe that Frances was not William's only victim, as in the year 2001, on the 2nd of December, a man who goes by the name of Reuben Ganani had also gone missing, and he was last seen with William. At the time, his car was found and it was burnt, and when the police went the next day, to show to show the victim's family his car, the car had disappeared. 3 years later, in the year 2004, when Reuben's phone, who is the victim, was tracked down, it was found to have been with Frances's sister. So chances are that William gave Frances's sister Reuben's phone, which is a bit dodgy. I mean, the last person that Reuben was seen with was William, and then 3 years later, William's girlfriend's sister has the phone. But okay. But anyway, that is all for today's case. Thank you so much for watching the whole case. Let me know in the comments what is it you think about the case. Don't forget to like, to comment, to subscribe, and to share. Let me know what other cases you would like for me to cover. Until next time, bye. 1977. 1997. 1997. 49.